So next step, to find the Thevenin resistance. To find the Thevenin resistance, first we go to the circuit and remove the sources. The voltage source, short circuit, the current source, we open circuit the source. Then we measure the Thevenin resistance. Once again, we go to the example. Once again, we go to the example. Now, our objective to find the Thevenin resistance. What is the first step? Remove the load resistance. Already, the circuit itself, the resistance is removed. Okay. Next step, if the voltage source, we need to short circuit. So here, voltage source, so we need to short circuit the voltage source. Now, see the circuit diagram. Now, see the circuit. R1 and R2 are connected in series. So now I read all the circuit like this. Okay. So R1 and R2 are connected in series circuit. So are in connected in series. So 68 and 100 here. That is 168 and 168 ohm parallel with 120 ohm. So 68 plus 168 gives 68 plus 100, because what the formula for the two resistance, R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. So apply this formula and we get the resistance value. This is the step to find the Thevenin resistance. Okay.
Okay.
So next step to find the load current. So load current, the simple circuit, that is for this particular, because here the question to find the Thevenin voltage. For example, if they ask suppose to find this load current for this particular circuit.
Can you please mute all the people if you don't mind?
Yes, once again, just a minute. So the complex circuit is converted to the simple circuit, which consists of VTH, RTH, and RL. So VTH 41.6, RTH 70 ohm. For this particular problem, they didn't do any resistance value. So we put a RL. Suppose if you give the 100 ohm, the answer becomes, suppose if they give the 100 ohm. So the load current IL, which is equal to 41.6 divided by 70 plus 170 ohm. RL 100 ohm, RTH 70 ohm, so 170 ohm. Okay.
1 second. Can you show that again, please?
the diagram? Which one?
Whatever you drawn last.
Yes, I erased that time. Okay, it's not.
No problem. No problem. Just okay.
Okay, next problem I draw that. Next problem. Yes, we have better than this one. So another important questions. So hope this question may be, because little bit is complex question, but definitely any one of them in the exam they may ask the question. So kindly go through the question. So Thevenin's theorem. So find the Thevenin's equivalent VTH RTH between the terminal A, B of the given circuit. So once again, the same similar question, we need to find the Thevenin's voltage and Thevenin's resistance. The same thing. Okay. But it is a little bit, compared to the previous one, it is a little bit complex one. So first step, we need to find the Thevenin's voltage. So determine the Thevenin's voltage. What is the first step? Remove the load resistance. So first I remove the load resistance. Then we need to find the voltage across this Thevenin's, that is this is called as a VTH, or we call as a VAB, or we call as a open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage. Okay. So we have, if you go to the refer some other books, they use this terminology: VTH, VAB, or open circuit voltage, or VOC. Okay. Now we come to the point. So VTH, which is equal to voltage between the point A and B. Okay. So first we find the VA. So once again, so forget about this A and B. If you just imagine that, if you erase the point A and B, if you erase this point, this is a simple parallel circuit. The parallel circuit, this is the one branch, this is the another branch. So parallel circuit voltage same. So the parallel combination R1, R2, the voltage across R1, R2 is 30 voltage. Voltage across R3, R4 is 30 voltage. Okay. So now our objective to find the VA. So just we go to that VA. So VA, which is equal to VA, that is voltage across R2 ohm. That is we call it VA. Suppose we take this reference. So total voltage 30 voltage into 20 divided by total branch resistance 20 plus 15, which gives the voltage VA. Similarly, apply this voltage division rule for this branch VB, which is equal to total voltage 30 into the 5 ohm divided by the total branch. Now we consider this branch, because now we are finding this branch. So 10 plus 5. So 10 volt. So here 17 points. Here 17.14. Here we have 10 voltage. So what the voltage between AB? 17.14 minus 10. So it gives 17.14. So this is the voltage, Thevenin's voltage for this particular problem. Next, our objective to find the Thevenin's resistance. What is the first step? Remove the load resistance. Remove the load resistance. Then short circuit the voltage source. So first step, remove the load resistance here. We remove. You go to that circuit. Here we have this load resistance. We remove the load resistance and short circuit the voltage source. If you do like this, the circuit becomes like this. So the circuit is after remove the resistance and short circuit the voltage source, the circuit like this. So now I redraw the circuit like this. Can you imagine this circuit? That is, this line I put here, and I pull this point to this direction and pull this point to this direction. So the circuit becomes like this. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, to better understanding, you convert this circuit to this circuit. That is just push this circuit. Just push the circuit like this. The circuit becomes here. That is this R1. Now imagine that the current enters in the point A. This is our node. So in Kirchhoff's current law, the current divided into two parts. So here the node, so the current divided into two parts, this area and this area. If the current takes branches, we call it a parallel circuit. So R1 and R2 is a parallel combination. So R1, R2 is parallel and R3, R4 is also parallel. So the circuits convert to this circuit and this circuit converts to this circuit. Now it is easy to find the RTH. RTH is equal to resistance between RAB. AB. That is R1, R2 are parallel plus R1, R2 parallel, R3, R3 parallel. So add these values here. R1, R2, not the formula for the two resistance. R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2 plus here R3, R4. So R3 into R4 divided by R3 plus R4. So we can be able to find the Thevenin resistance. Especially, so those who are in that Indians, especially in Tamil Nadu and Kerala people, you solve this problem in the Anna University, 8 marks or 10 marks.
But it was about more than 16 years, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I want to ask you a question.
You want the question?
Can you hear me? Can you
Yes.
hear me? I want to ask you a question. The voltage source.
Find out
30
Thevenin. This is
Excuse
the
me.
question. Yes.
Excuse
Tell
me. The voltage source, 30 volts.
Yes.
Is this independent source or dependent source?
Okay. Now we didn't go in depth. So we have a different terminologies are the dependent source and dependent source. Now we are
Yes.
discussing about that because another thing is a
Only
nice
source.
but in general in our UPDA exams we didn't know much about that dependent and independent topics. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, I will discuss. I will use some problems related to this also. So I will note down.
Okay.
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 Definitely we must know about the independent source and dependent sources. So this is the question for Thevenin's theorem. So now we switch over to the next theorem, Norton's theorem. is similar to the Thevenin's theorem. The only thing is in Thevenin's theorem, we are using the voltage source. In Norton theorem, we are using the current source. That is, the complex circuit is converted into a simple circuit which consists of voltage source and internal resistance. So in current source in parallel with that internal resistance. So this is the complex that is converted to the simple circuit. The simple circuit like this. Once again, here we have 3 steps are the first step to find this IS. That is, IS means short circuit current. Because in Thevenin theorem, we remove the voltage, remove the low resistance and find the open circuit voltage. So that's why VTH or we call it VOC. Here we remove the low resistance and short circuit this terminal. So that's why we call it a short circuit current, or we can say that Norton current. Or simply we say the source current. And here we have RS internal resistance. Here we use that RN. But the same procedure what we did for that RTH. So RTH which is equal to RN. So the same steps we are using for that to find the Norton resistance. Next step, first step to find the Norton current, second step to find the Norton resistance, and third step to find the load current. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now I ask one question to everyone. What is the load current from this circuit? Here we have IS. What is the formula for? So here, this is the total current, IS total current. We have 2 resistance are there. So apply current division rule. Our objective is to find this current, IL. Okay. So total IL which is equal to total current here IS into opposite branch resistance. Opposite branch for this is RS. RS divided by total branch RS plus RL. Okay. So this is the formula for the Norton current. Now we will be discussing the same step.
Can you mute?
Remove the low resistance and short circuit. So,
Hello.
Yes, tell me, sir.
Yeah, can you mute?
Yes, I will mute. So now we go to one sample problem. So just read the question. Find the Norton circuit, that is IN and RN for the given circuit below. Now, first step to find the Norton's current. to find the Norton current. What is the first step? First step, remove the low resistance and short circuit. So I put here. Okay. Then I need to find the current flow through the short circuit current. So that is IN. Let's see the circuit. This is a simple circuit. So to find the Norton current, which is equal to total current into opposite branch divided by total branch resistance. So total, first our step is to find the total current. So total current, here R2 and R3 are connected in parallel. So 12, 6.8 are connected in parallel combinations. So 12 parallel with 6.8. This combination, which is series with 12 ohm resistor. So 12 plus 12 parallel 6.8. So using the calculator, just find the value. So total current is 0.734 amps. Then apply Kirchhoff's current law. Current division rule. Applied current division rule. Total current into opposite branch divided by total branch resistance. Total current 0.734 into opposite resistance 12 ohm divided by total branch. Total branch here, this only, this is the total current, the total branch. So 12 plus 6.8. So we get a 0.468 amps. This is the Norton current. So next step, to find the Norton resistance or Thevenin's resistance. To find the Thevenin's resistance, first remove the load resistance. Okay, will be removed. Then remove the voltage source and short circuit. Here we do. Then find the resistance between R AB. That we call as a Norton resistance. This is Norton resistance. See the circuit, R1, R2 are connected in parallel in series with the R3. How to say? Just assume that current enters here and this is the node because these are three branches are connected. Here this is the node. So the current enters here, here the current leaves. That means R1 and R2 are parallel combinations. So R1 R2 parallel. So here what is the value? 12, 12. So we have a thumb rule. If we have a same resistance, the value is half of this value. So 6 value 6. Instead of we using the 12 into 12 divided by 12 plus 12. That is R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So instead of using this formula, just using that, we have 6 ohm. So 6 ohm is series with that 6.8 to 12.8. So answer is 12.8 and 460. Here the answer is 468 milliamps. So we find the value 0.468. So you convert into milliamps. So that's why I said that in the yesterday classes, last class I said that we must know about the prefix because we solve the problem in the SI unit. Because in the calculator we get only the SI unit, SI value. We convert this value into the prefix format because the question paper was in the prefix only. So you have familiar with how to convert these values. Okay, are you can we go to the next one?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, because
I suggest pull back that slide just once.
yes,
Is possible?
once again, tell me, sir.
And just pull back once again. Back.
Okay.
Adjustment. Yeah. Few seconds.
Yes, okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now we go to the next theorem, maximum power transfer theorem. This is also similar to that Thevenin's and Norton theorem. Is the next version of the Thevenin's theorem. Once again here, the complex circuit is converted to the simple circuit. The simple circuit consists of voltage source and internal resistance, or current source or internal resistance, depends upon our requirement. The maximum power transfer theorem this is the low resistance. To get this maximum power, in that low resistance, this conditions will satisfy. If we satisfy these conditions, the maximum power transfer to the source to the load. So in general, this theorem is used in the communication circuit. Amplifiers, I think, amplifiers are there. Because why we are using the transducers to get some samples. We have a millivolt. We need to we get the millivolt in the transducers and we fed to that amplifier, and the amplifier amplifies the millivolt in the higher value. Here we didn't need the efficiency, we need the maximum power transfer from transducer to the amplifier. So especially in general electronic circuits, they use the maximum power. The procedure as not been discussed in the Thevenin's theorem. The same procedure that we have a problem, so we can be able to understand that thing. So okay, just I go to the problem. Find the maximum power transfer to the load resistance. So already we saw this problem in the Thevenin circuit.
Yes.
Here they ask find the maximum power transfer to the load resistance. So our objective to find the power transfer in the load resistance. Okay. Here we need to find the PL. So this is a complex circuit. So I convert this complex circuit into simple circuit like this. So this is already we discussed to find the Thevenin's voltage, to find the Thevenin's resistance. From these two slides, I take this value. So our objective to find the maximum power. What the formula for the power? Power is equal to voltage into current. So V into I. Power is equal to V into I. Here, our objective to find the power in the load resistance. So voltage across the load resistance into current flow to the load resistance. First, we find the current flow to load resistance. Formula I is equal to V by R. Formula I is equal to V divided by R. This is the formula. Here, instead of using V, I put that RTH. And instead of R, in the Thevenin simplified Thevenin circuit, we have the two resistance are the Thevenin resistance and load resistance. So both the resistance are connected in series circuit. So RTH plus RL. Okay. Here load current. So from the Thevenin simplified circuit, load current which is equal to VTH by RTH plus RL. Now condition for the maximum power transfer is equal to RL is equal to RTH. So I replace this RL into RTH. So which means VTH by RTH. VL divided by 2 RTH. Okay. Then we go to that voltage across the load resistance. So once again, imagine that go to that Thevenin simplified circuit, one voltage source, two resistance. Our objective to find the voltage across the load resistance. Load, so total voltage VTH into same resistance RTH by the total resistance. Apply that to touch voltage. Apply voltage division rule, we get this value. Voltage division rule, total voltage into same resistance divided by the total resistance. Total voltage here VTH, same resistance here RTH, total branch resistance here RTH plus RL. Okay? Yes, sir. Any doubt, sir?
Okay, fine. Okay, clear.
Okay. So for maximum power transfer theorem, RL is equal to RTH. So RL plus RTH plus RL becomes R2 RTH. So we have this formula. Final answer. So substitute these two things, we get this formula.
Okay, this formula is
Either you bypass this formula or just using this one. But this is a simple thing. So instead of bypass this formula, just remember the current division rule and current voltage division rule, and you will derive the thing. So anyhow, just bypass this formula. Because once again, because we from Tamil Nadu, and so they may ask the 2 more questions. Here they didn't. So there is no need to bypass this 2 more this formula. Just we derive in the exam hall itself. It's a take minimum of 30 to 40 seconds only. So by using this formula, substitute this value. Already we find the value VTH, RTH. So 1.07 watts is the maximum power transfer to the load resistance. So now our objective is how we, what the condition article which is RL is equal to RTH. Here there is no need to, they didn't ask the proof in the exam, but anyway we must know about the proof. This is a complex circuit. This complex circuit is converted to a simple circuit. The low resistance. So here we have the low resistance. So this complex circuit two terminal network converted to a simple network VTH and RTH. So from this circuit, IL is equal to VTH plus RTH plus RL. So power P is equal to I square R. So substitute this formula. I is equal to V by R. Here V by R is equal to VTH by RTH plus RL, the whole square into RL. Okay, this is one part. And next part. So to find the maximum power, we go, just remember our mathematics, calculus. This equation, here we have a PL, sorry, just a minute. So PL is a function of voltage, VTH, RTH, RL. We have three unknown parameters are there. VTH, RTH, RL. So the power is depends upon these the three terms. And our objective is to find the unknown RL. So we differentiate this equation with respect to RL. So once again, they didn't ask these derivations in the exam hall. Just we remember the calculus. That's all. So to differentiate this equation with respect to RL, we have this equation like this. So equating this equation, we have RL is equal to RTH. So that's why we say that the condition for the maximum power transfer, which is equal to RTH, is equal to RL. So similarly, once again, the same equation which is applied in this copper loss is equal to iron loss. In the transformer, in the machines, we discussed that at the maximum power, maximum efficiency will occur only at copper loss, which is equal to the iron loss. We are discussing that later classes, third session or fourth session. The same derivation is applied in this also. Okay.
Okay.
So fourth one, we go to that superposition theorem. Shall we continue or have a break? Hello?
Break.
Okay. Okay, time is 8:15. I will come back 8:30.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. பாய். இன்னும் சாப்பிடலடா. பாய் கால் பண்ணாரு, நான் கிளாஸ்ல இருந்தேன் எடுக்கல.
Hello.
இப்ப பிரேக். இப்ப மறுபடியும் இந்த எக்ஸாம் ஒரு ஆரம்பிச்சு
Excuse me.
ஆன்லைன்.
Can you hear me?
ஜூம்.
Can you hear me?
ஜூம். உங்க ஜூம்ல தான். கொரோனா வந்து பாய் இருக்காரா பக்கத்துல? சரி ஓகே. இன்னும் மெசேஜ் வரல, வந்தோன்னு சொல்லுன்னு பாரு. ஆனா இன்னைக்கு வெள்ளிக்கிழமை, வியாழக்கிழமை, அதேமா திங்கக்கிழமை ட்ரீட் ஆகும். ஏன்னா நாளைக்கு நமக்கு கத்தார் கவர்மெண்ட் இருக்கு. இந்தியாவில வந்து இங்க ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமை ஆரம்பிச்சிருவாங்க, ஆனா இந்தியாவில லீவு. அதனால திங்கக்கிழமை 2 பேர்த்துக்குமே ஒர்க்கிங் டே வந்து திங்கக்கிழமை ட்ரீட் ஆகும். சரி ஓகே. வேற என்ன விசேஷம்? சரி ஓகேடா ஓகே. சரி ஓகேடா. நான் ரூம் தான் வச்சிருக்கேன். ஏன்னா நான் ரூம் நாளைக்கு ஆஃபீஸ்லாம் இருக்குது, ஆனா ரூம் கொண்டு போயிருக்கேன். சரி ஓகே ஓகே. சரி ஓகே.
அந்த ரூம் ஏசி போடுவோம்ப்பா இங்க நம்ம ரூம் ஏசி
Hello.